Hi darlings, it's Robin here. Hey guys, thanks for joining me today on Oracle Rising. So I'm going to talk about astral attacks today, and I think this is going to be it can be a little bit of a scary subject. So astral attacks, I've become aware of, been provided the guidance from the Galactic Federation that there are an extreme spike in astral attacks on starseeds and lightworkers. Okay, there is a global awakening going on for the lightworking community, the lightworking army. You guys might have seen my video. I was talking about the 144,000 volunteers. Okay, so it is predestined that we have these awakenings, that we start to remember who we are. I'm seeing an extreme spike in cases of people finding out who they are. I'm seeing that on a lot of my videos where people are saying, oh, hey, I just realized that I'm a feline starseed, or I'm Arcturian. So there's quite a lot of people saying, oh, wow, I am a starseed. Okay, so this is actually a really good thing because it's going to help really raise the vibration of the planet. Okay, so, and that's the whole purpose of me being here, is to provide information and guidance as best as I can while you guys are on your journey, and I'm on the same journey. Okay, you guys, and these things are happening to me too. So the astral attacks is really, this is very specific, because I was talking about psychic attacks not too long ago, about, you know, from the negative energy of the collective. But this is really, really focused on the lightworking and starseed community. So it can be like whatever it is that you're tuned into, if you're crystal or indigo. Astral attacks are coming from negative alien races, okay? And they want to suppress the uprising of the starseed and lightworking community. So this is something to be very aware of. And it could be just things that are so simple you might not even connect to the fact that it is actually an astral attack. It's not something internal, it's something external. It is being targeted to those of us that are really in the process of having our 12-strand DNA activated. Okay, and this is what's called a desirable DNA string. Okay, so if you guys have what's the name of that movie? I'll try to remember it, but the Keepers of the Dawn, I think it's the Bringers of the Dawn, and the Ancient Secrets of the Flower of Life. Okay, if you guys have not seen that particular video, it's actually an audiobook that explains a lot about 12-strand DNA, and like, it's really mind-blowing. So I really want to highly recommend that to you guys. So I want to talk about some of the symptoms of astral attacks on starseeds. Okay, okay, so the first one, it seems really commonplace. And like, how many of you have been having like a really bad dream, you know, where you just wake up and your heart is pounding, you know, and it just, you're convinced that it's real. Okay, this actually happened to me last week, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. Okay, it was in my dream, and I could see myself so clearly. It looked so real. Okay, that I was parked somewhere, and I was going back to my vehicle, and it was kind of late at night, and I was putting things into my trunk, and two guys came out of nowhere, and their intention was really clear, that they were going to try to attack me. And for some reason I was holding a blanket, and I was trying to protect myself with a blanket. Like, yeah, weapon of choice? I don't think so. So, and then just as one of them made his move at me, like, I woke up and my heart was pounding, and I was completely convinced that this actually happened. And it was just terrifying. Okay, and then I was given the transmission about these astral attacks, and on the top of the list, the vivid dreams was, you know, and I was like, oh, okay, so, you know, it wasn't just an overactive imagination. You know, so I try not to watch any violent content just because of stuff like that. But if you guys are having dreams like that, I just want you guys to be aware that this is the possible symptom of an astral attack, and to immediately protect your aura. Okay, so any one of these things, I've got 4 things that you guys need to be aware of. Okay, so protecting your aura, this can be through energy balls. Okay, a chi ball, where you activate your chi and wash it over your body. There's all kinds of things on YouTube. There is one of my favorites is to look up the HZ frequency for Archangel Michael. I will invoke Archangel Michael, and actually I just remembered immediately after I woke up from that dream, all I could say to myself was, Archangel Michael, protect me now. Archangel Michael, protect me now. And I've never said that after a dream before. I've always had like the connection, like, woof, that was scary, you know, and I kind of went back to sleep or whatever, but I've never woken up from a dream like imploring Archangel Michael to protect me. And I've just made the connection now that I was talking about it, that some part of me must have been really aware that this was an astral attack. Okay, so I invoked Archangel Michael immediately. He is the mighty warrior archangel, so he will be able to protect you guys. If you've identified your Starseed guide, you could always invoke them to come and protect you. You could do a healing chamber with the Arcturian Council. There's all kinds of stuff that you guys can do. I've mentioned Steve Nobel before on my channel. I'm not affiliated with him, but I think he has a meditation where you can identify your unicorn guide from the 7th dimension, and also Starseed guide and your dragon guide. Okay, so I'm a huge believer in all of these things. They're real. Okay, so they can protect you when you're going through these things. And that was like, let me know in the comments if you guys have like experienced a really, really terrifying dream lately. Okay, so this happens to me all the time. Okay, and like, it's so funny. You can be going on your path and think that everything is normal and you're just like, this is part of your life, but envisioning the worst case scenario. Okay, so who else is that happening to? Like, I'll give you an example. Like, I'll be just innocently getting ready to go somewhere, and then I envision myself in a car wreck. Okay, that could partly be because I was in a really bad car wreck, but like, it's constant, you know, where I'm envisioning worst case scenarios, like I'm falling downstairs and, you know, just, and then I became aware that this is not just a source of my paranoia, because I had a pretty brutal, you know, life, you know, up until about 10 years ago. This is actually a timeline hack by negative alien races and negative forces. You want to call it like the dark forces, the keeper of the matrix, keepers of the matrix. These are timeline hacks, okay? And what that means is, you know, you could be jumping from one timeline to another. And I've talked about that in previous videos, you guys, where, you know, you have all these potential timelines, right? And your higher self can see them all. So there is a really high opportunity for you to jump to a more desirable timeline. But by envisioning these catastrophic things happening, it's keeping you in a less desirable timeline. Okay, so you really want to think about that. Shake off this, like, I want to try and say this word, catastrophizing. That's not right. But you guys know what I mean, where you're like, okay, well, if I go on a vacation, you know, I could get robbed, instead of thinking, oh, I'm really looking forward to sitting on a beach. You know what I mean? So really pay attention to stuff like that and nip it in the bud. Again, ask all of your guides, whoever they might be, whoever is walking beside you, could be your guardian angel, could be an archangel. I've talked about them plenty of times. Let me know if I've missed one, you guys, because that could really inspire the rest of the community to look elsewhere for another guide. You can never have too many guides in this lifetime, especially when you are destined for the type of journey that a starseed is here to fulfill, okay? An inability to control the flow of your thoughts, okay? And this is called light harvesting. This is harvesting your light, okay? So, and I get this one too, you know, and this is something that, like, the struggle is real, you guys, and the struggle is on a daily basis. An inability to control the flow of your thoughts, okay? So this could be like where you're thinking, oh, I've just got so much on my mind and I can't focus on one thing. It's more than that. We are beings of light, and we really rely on our source of light to provide this and extend this out to the rest of the community. Okay, so an inability to control the flow of your thoughts, and this one just, it blows my mind actually. So try to see if you are really able to focus, or are you trying to like do something simple like a grocery list and then, oh, I've got to watch this video or something like that, or oh, the news is on, I'm going to go ahead and watch that, which I think is a huge no-no for the light working community. Okay, it's really draining, and it's also light harvesting. Okay, so I really love that phrase. It really sums up a lot of what is going on. When you're meeting people that are really negative, that's a light harvester as well. You know, when you're talking about gaslighters and like sociopathic narcissists. But anyway, I digress. So this is why we meditate. Okay, this is so you learn to control your thoughts a little bit better, where you can see things coming in and you can appreciate them and thank them for showing up, and then send them on their way. So meditation is probably going to be your number one source of repelling light harvesting, in the sense of just your thoughts are running wild, you know, they're out of control. You've got monkey brain. I've heard Buddhist monks talk about that too. It's also on YouTube. You guys can check that out. It might make a little bit more sense. And the last thing that I have here is fear-based mental chatter. And these things could seem a little bit similar, but I can't say that word. Worst case scenarios is really specifically focused on you going and doing a certain event and thinking that, you know, like that dream where you wake up naked, or you have a public speaking event and you think that you're just gonna like make an absolute ass out of yourself or something. So fear-based mental chatter is constant. Okay, we call that our inner saboteur. It's also a very, very deep shadow. Okay, so shadow self, it's just an element of darkness that we could all live without. So fear-based mental chatter, you don't have that when you are accessible to all of your light. Okay, and this is like a constant stream of negativity as well, and that's something that I find is getting a lot better for me. Like, I'm not worried about things the way that I used to be. Okay, when you develop and you have this assurance that you are protected and you are divinely guided, nothing can really phase you anymore. But as you guys are coming up and you're starting to realize your strengths as starseeds and light workers, you could like really start to be afraid of things, like, you know, walking a certain place. And, you know, that one is really hard to explain unless that you have had that happen to you, because I know lots of people that they've never had that happen. Okay, so fear-based mental chatter, it's constant, it is nagging at you, and it's just everything is negative, telling you that you can't succeed. It could feel a little bit like imposter syndrome, which I've talked about. Like, if you guys are new to my channel, I really want to recommend that you start at the beginning in one of the folders that I have. Angel number 1331 just came up. Hold on. Oh, that's the worst coffee. I make the worst coffee in the world. Okay, just so you guys know. Start in the Ascension folder from the beginning. If you're just coming into the awareness that you're a starseed or a light worker or anybody from the divinity community, if you're just starting to understand what the matrix is and that you no longer desire to be a part of it, there's the Exit the Matrix folder. So it could be really helpful for you guys. I've got a starseed folder as well that could really help you define which starseed you are. Again, if you guys really want me to talk about a certain subject, let me know. You can put it in the comments, or you can reach me at oraclerising2 that's the number 2 at gmail.com. So anyway, guys, just really be aware of astral attacks and really rely on your guides to defend you. Okay, because that's what they are for. They are here to offer you safe passage as you stand into the power of who it is that you are. Just remember, guys, this life is about remembering who you are more than creating who you are, because once you remember who you are, you can create anything that you want. So it goes hand in hand. So anyway, guys, cheers to you. Sending love and light, many blessings, peace and joy. Namaste, guys. Take care. Love you guys. Bye.